Okay, so we're going to take a tour of my van. I realize the original video of my van build is quite outdated. I've made quite a few changes to the van. So, I've added extra solar panel. I've changed some cabinetry in here in my storage space. So I just wanted to go ahead and give a glimpse at what my van build looks like and talk about the type of van that I have. Okay, so here it is. It's a 97 Dodge Ram van, the 2500 chassis. It's got the V6 motor in it. I paid $1,800 for it, and it had 92,000 miles on it when I got it. It's got about 110,000 miles on it. I did have to replace the fuel injectors, all 6 fuel injectors, and a computer module, the PCM module. It's been running good ever since. You can see I added roof racks here, standard ladder racks, and I have 2 100-watt Renogy solar panels on it. Okay, so here are my 2 Renogy 100-watt solar panels for a total of 200 watts. I've got them mounted side by side. Very happy with them. Okay, and under the hood here next to my battery, I also have a Stinger 200 amp battery isolator relay solenoid that charges my house batteries off of the alternator while I'm driving. Inside the cab here, it's a little bit of a mess. I've been at an RV park, so I've got my laundry and stuff stashed up front. I did install an AC unit. You can see I've got a fan blowing the hot air out the passenger side there. Did do a video on the AC install if you want to check that out. So coming around the side, we'll look in here. So on either of the side doors, I have the paneling as well. This is a very awesome broom that my friend Teresa made for me. She has a business called Wicked Brooms, and she makes these very neat, and they're very functional. It's like functional art. Very awesome handmade brooms. So she made me one I've got stored there. I have another hook where I store my trash bag, and that's how I have my trash in the van. Over on this side, once again, it's just the same paneling. Got a little dustpan stored there. On this side here, I have a little table shelf that I prop up with a stick, and that folds down real easy, so I have extra table space when I need it. So I just kind of made this little simple kitchen stand here where I have my Dometic CF18 fridge. Been really happy with that 12-volt fridge. I use a Coleman single burner stove. Looking on inside here, that's the front of the AC install. It's been working out really good for me. Super happy with it. It's about 94 degrees here in Iowa, high humidity, so having that has really helped out when I'm plugged into shore power. And this here is a little storage cabinet thing that I made. Keep most of my food and kitchen items in there. And then in this lower shelf, I've got some bins with some miscellaneous items that I just keep stored there. This item here's just a 5-gallon bucket with a seat, kind of spinning seat on it. Inside the bucket there is where I store my 1-gallon propane tank. That works out really well for powering my stove and my Mr. Buddy heater. So I just keep that inside the bucket. I have a hole drilled in the bucket so I can run the hose out from the tank up to my stove. This is just a 2-gallon water jug that I have the pump on, and that works out really slick. I do keep a 0 water filter pitcher here for my drinking water. Here's a front shot of the Dometic 12-volt fridge. That's the CF18. Works out really well. I have been very pleased with it. Can run that off my solar as well. Then over here I have this little area. This is kind of just a Rubbermaid storage system that I bought from Walmart. Just put a piece of plywood with varnish on it. On top is kind of a tabletop, and then I have my TV over here that I could run off my solar. This over here on the wall is just a little mailbox that I installed for extra storage. Got a 12-volt fan, my stereo here, and then I have a little 12-volt power center USB cigarette lighter adapter. I also have a couple speakers for my stereo system installed. Got one there, and then again one on the other side here, mounted here, and those are run through my little stereo here. This is an AM/FM stereo. Also, you can plug in USB or SD cards with MP3 files on them, as well as plug in an external device like a phone or MP3 player. So that's also something I'm super happy with. Gotta have tunes in your rig. Okay, so my charge controller for my solar power setup is kept right behind my TV here. I have my TV on this swinging bracket so I can move it around as needed, and I have my charge controller here. This is the Morningstar ProStar 30 amp charge controller. I've been very happy with it. It does its job and it does it well, so that's where I keep that. Alright, so I keep my battery bank down here in this little box. It's basically my bottom shelf, so I have to pull out the stuff I have stored in there to access the batteries. Keep my inverter right in front of it there, and then this is where my fuse box is. Everything I have wired to the batteries are going through this fuse box, and then to get to the batteries I just lift this board out here. So this is my battery bank here. It's two 6-volt golf cart batteries I have wired together to make 12 volts. And I've been very happy with them. Like I said, I'm going on 2.5, almost 3 years in this van with this setup, and they've been working just fine. Do need to maintain them, adds a little bit of water every now and then. This is not really natural wood grain. This is just a simulated wood grain on a really thin, cheap wood paneling. And I use that throughout the van, on the roof, on the sides, and up front. And on the roof and the sides here, I have Reflectix up against the bare metal of the van, and then about 2.5 inches of foam insulation. So the van is well insulated on the roof and the side. And then on this side over here, it's actually unfinished. I just have a piece of Reflectix here. I need to fill in this spot and eventually put some more insulation there. Back doors, same thing, they're unfinished. I do keep Reflectix in all the windows to keep the heat out, and that's worked really well for me. Over on this side of the van, I just have a strip of wood up against the top there and some hooks where I can hang all my cooking items. These are just trash bags here that I can just pull out the bottom really easy. A friend of mine made that for me. Got a hook for my backpack, laptop bag over in the corner. And then up on the back area here, I just have a very simple shelf installed where I can roll up clothes and just store them up there, and that's worked out really well. I've got the fantastic roof vent fan there, which is basically a necessity as far as I'm concerned if you're going to live in a van. So we'll open up these back doors, take a look in from the other way so you can see the area a little bit better. Okay, so looking at the back of the van, you can see it is the 2500 Ram van. I installed a spare tire rack because it did not have that, so I'm able to carry a spare tire with me. I think by the factory standards, the spare tire was stored inside the van, so to utilize more space in the van, I've got it mounted on the back door there. So we'll open up the back doors. Okay, so looking in from the back doors here, you can see I have the back doors unfinished as well. There's no paneling. I utilize the little storage space area in each door. I've got a toolbox and some miscellaneous tools and things stored in each door space there. Underneath the bed, I have on this side here about 3 of these crates lined up, storing all my tools that I use to do the van build. Then I've got my gas grill, my Weber propane gas grill in the middle. In front of that is another crate with some food storage. And then on this side I have 2 Rubbermaid storage containers with more tools and miscellaneous camp items there. You can see I do have a nice big bed here. It's just about 6 feet wide, just under 6 feet. I'm 5'11", so I can fit. I actually sleep a little bit diagonally. It is just a little over 4 feet wide, so it's a nice big bed. And the way I designed this is that it's split in the middle, and each end here lifts up so I can access the storage or actually turn this into a couch. And same thing, the front area there lifts up as well. I can access the storage or make a couch facing out the back of the door. You can see I've just got my pillow and sleeping bag stored here. On this side, my laptop bag, backpack that I use for when I go on hikes, or you can see I've got soap and shampoo for when I go to the shower house here at the RV park. And yeah, just a view from the back end. You can see a little bit more of the perspective. It is a short van, so there is not a lot of room, but I've got everything I need in here, and I've been very happy with the van build. There's not a whole lot I would change. There's a few additional things I would like to do for storage to add more storage to it, but otherwise I'm really happy with it. Okay, so lifting up the back of the bed here It's just real easy, lifts up nice and easy, and you can see a little bit more of the perspective of the storage. On that side I've got like a jack for the van, a battery charger, some miscellaneous things. On this side I have my Mr. Buddy heater, a small ceramic heater that I use when I'm plugged into shore power, and some other miscellaneous items. Here is my gas grill in that plastic bag. Got a set of jumper cables, my power drill, more tools in that crate there. In this blue bin, in this bag here, the blue bin is mostly more tools and building items. Up front there is another blue storage bin like this one in front of it that I can access from the front end, or just slide this one out and pull it all the way out. So quite a bit of storage underneath the bed. It helps having the hinge so I can lift it up and down like that. Okay, so for lighting, I have these 12-volt LED lights that are wired to my house batteries. Those have been working out really well. They're nice and bright. And then once again up front, on the front side of the bed, it's hinged as well, so I can lift it up just like I did the back. And you can see the storage underneath there. I've got a crate of food items, some more food items here. That second storage bin, I have a little keyboard. I play some music here and there. So that's underneath the bed there, and it just folds down nice and easy. Okay, so for my mattress, what I sleep on, this is actually a 4-inch piece of foam. It's fairly firm. It's actually made for constructing your own seat cushions. I got it from Joann's fabric store, and I got a couple pieces of them, so it's actually 2 separate pieces sitting side by side that I cut to the proper length, and it's very comfortable. I've been sleeping on that for over 2.5 years. Okay, so I also have these LED strip lights installed in the van. They go all the way around the van here. They are the multicolored ones. There's a little remote you can change through different colors. Been really happy with those. They're also dimmable. You can dim them and brighten them. So nice, creates a nice kind of ambient lighting. Okay, so my flooring in the van is basically just a 3/4 inch piece of plywood running from the front all the way to the back of the van and the whole width of the van. And I just left it raw. I didn't coat it. I probably should have. I just laid down some of this cheap carpeting. These are actually just doormats that I got from Walmart. I put one here, cut a second one in half to fill out that area, and it's just been working out. I can pull them out, sweep them off, sweep out the rest of the area of the van. Okay, so that's a look at my van. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.